Hello everyone, I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and this is Brevard County Justice. So welcome back to another episode of Brevard County Justice, where our citizens partner with us every day to help keep our community safe. You know how this works. We show you a case our agents need help solving. You tell us who the dirtbag is that committed the crime, and we go snatch them out of their house and take them to jail. I love it. It's a great partnership between our agency and community, and we get to put bad people in jail. All right, before we show you tonight's first case, let's quickly remind everyone that there are all sorts of scams out there that are trying to steal your money. Regardless if it's a scam where they tell you that they need you to pay for a service with Google Play or iTunes gift cards, or the one where the caller tells you that they work for the sheriff's office and you need to go get green dot credit cards to pay your fine to avoid being arrested. They're all scams. To be honest, they're all a bunch of disgusting con artists trying to steal from good, honest people, and nothing would give me more pleasure than walking their sorry butts right into our jail. In fact, let me assure you that if they call you and tell you to pay them money to avoid arrest, you can feel confident in either hanging up the phone on them or simply tell them you're all packed and ready to go, so just come on down and arrest me whenever you'd like. I promise you, they won't be coming to knock on your door because they are nothing but a bunch of cowards sitting on the other end of the telephone targeting citizens and especially our seniors. Here's a simple rule to always keep in mind. If you receive a telephone call, an email, a social media message, text, or even a knock on your door from someone asking for money, it's a scam. And all you have to do in order to avoid being a scammer's next victim is hang up the phone or disconnect from the conversation. Okay, for our first case tonight, let's head over to our West Precinct where Agent Sean Hannigan is asking for our help in solving a burglary to an automobile and credit card fraud case that occurred on January 13th when a car was broken into at the Durand Golf Course on Stadium Parkway between the hours of 1:45 and 2:40 in the afternoon. Stolen from inside the vehicle was the victim's wallet that contained all of his credit cards and personal information. Within just a few minutes following the burglary, in fact, at 2:45 p.m., the suspect you see on our Brevard County Justice Wanted screen used the victim's bank card at the GameStop store located at 8530 North Wickham Road in Melbourne. The thief used the card to purchase a PlayStation 4, Lego Marvel game, and a Marvel Avenue game. Now, I realize the woman had on her "Let's Take Advantage of COVID-19" thief mask, but if you know who she is, please contact us by going to Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. Send us a personal message on our Facebook page. Send us a tip on our smartphone app, or just call Agent Hannigan at 321-617-7306. All right, let's head over to our East Precinct where Agent Taylor Porter of our General Crimes Unit is asking for our help in solving a theft case that occurred on December 6th of last year at the Walmart in Merritt Island. The crime occurred around 4:30 in the afternoon. And as we take a look at our Brevard County Justice Wanted screen, you can see the suspect in this case in action as they steal our victim's stuff. According to the report, the victim parked in the parking lot of the Walmart and went inside, returning approximately 30 minutes later to discover that his 6-foot Pelican surfboard and 2 backpacks had been stolen. The backpacks contained a number of items, including a military range uniform, military PT uniform, a soft shell jacket, a Surefire flashlight, earbuds, and miscellaneous documents. If you know who this brazen thief is, please contact Agent Porter at 321-454-6640, or you can go to Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS, use our smartphone app to send us a tip, or just send us a personal message right here on our Facebook page. Either way, once we get the information, we'll get it to Agent Porter, who will then give the suspect a ride to the beautiful Brevard County Jail where he can't steal anyone else's stuff. Okay, let's close out tonight's show with a quick check-in with the Fugitive Unit, who I had a chance to ride with this past week, and man, did we have a blast jumping out on bad people and dragging them to jail. The Fugitive Unit, or the Wolves as we call them, is always knocking on someone's door, so let's give a quick rundown of some of their most recent work. On January 5th, the team snatched wheel of fugitive suspect Harry Edward Brock off the streets of Melbourne for his active felony warrant reference violation of probation for possession of meth and MDMA. Brock had no bond and actually admitted to knowing he was on the wheel, but he didn't want to turn himself in. You know, I'm surprised no one wants to turn themselves in at the Brevard County Jail because the accommodations there are actually quite nice. I mean, after all, we take great pride in serving the worst food in the nation and having beautiful rooms with no view. Oh well, maybe the next time. On January 12th, the Wolves also grabbed Kimberly Robinson, a featured target on the Wheel of Fugitives in the Melbourne area. She had 2 active warrants for failure to appear for possession of meth, possession of heroin, and resisting without violence. She also had an active warrant out of Orange County for petty theft and resisting. So here we are cleaning up Orange County fugitives as well. Robinson had no bond and went straight to jail where she belongs. Okay, let me run down a few more as there are so many, I don't have enough time in tonight's show. January 4th, Neil Jenkins arrested in Cape Canaveral for felony battery with a bond of $15,000. January 5th, Octavius Lamont Gilmore in the Cocoa Beach area for 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He had a $10,000 bond, which honestly seems a little weak to me, but hey, what do I know? January 5th, Edison Antonio in the Palm Bay area on 2 active warrants for felony battery and failure to appear. Antonio had no bond, which seems much better and safer for our community. But again, what do I know? We're only law enforcement officers. Okay, I'm worn out from all of these arrests. So let's close tonight's show out with a quick thank you on behalf of our entire team for all of our community's amazing support. Having you as our partners is the best gift we could ever ask for. Good night, and remember, this is Brevard County, where criminals get locked up because they're criminals, and victims and their rights come first.